All right. What's going on, everybody? Today we have the two newest heroes released. Not like the pool, but the actual viewing of the heroes. We have Hammer and Robust Cannon. First, we're going to be talking about Hammer or Strong. Per usual in these videos, I have not seen them. I have not looked at them. I don't know what they do. We're going to look over that in a first impression, and then I'm going to give my analysis on basically everything about these heroes. Give a rating, what the skills do, everything, the visuals, etc. So let's just jump right into it. First up, we have Hammer Strong. He looks pretty cool. He looks kind of like an Irish warrior. He's kind of like a steampunky-ish, or I'm not really sure the genre here, but his weapon is kind of interesting. It's kind of like future, but old. Not totally sure. Kind of like industrial, I guess, looking weapon here. But then he also has like bones and some weird stuff. So I'm not really sure like where he's coming from here. He has like this old ass metal knife that looks like hand carved pretty much. But then he has like bio engineering shit inside of him. So I don't know. Kind of weird. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, I guess. Per usual, he's probably some media character, some show, some game, something. And they just changed like the face or the hair. So yeah, if you guys know who or what he looks like, what he's from, just let me know in the comments. They're always from something, so they're never original creations. All right, so we have a ranged fighter. Interesting. Okay. Kind of like Siren. Siren's a ranged fighter. Ranged generally meaning you on the back row, and then fighter obviously is the unit type. So that's normal. I'm honestly waiting for a hero that has like a different first ability, or maybe even third and fourth. For whatever reason, they don't really take advantage of that. They're all kind of exactly the same, probably because it's very difficult to balance. But I would like to see a hero with, you know, maybe more or less on the first skill and just some new things. Just because the heroes, as of late, as of the last several new releases, have kind of been stagnant. So hopefully this guy brings in something new. All right, first up we have heavy attack, effective range of 5. So again, back row targets one random enemy squad within effective range. 100% chance to deal 161 damage to one random enemy, and then increases the damage it takes by 2%. Oh, whoops, excuse me. Sorry, it's been a minute. Hey, 20%. Okay, and then 300% damage. So not a lot of damage. The main thing here is this 20% extra damage. The way that damage works is it's one of the better abilities to actually have. More damage as opposed to like more might and things like that. Damage is a pretty high ranking ability, so this'll have a decent effect, but 20% isn't a lot. So this doesn't seem, it's not going to be game breaking, this ability, by any means. We'll see what else we bring. The one thing is that it is 100% chance, but it's not guaranteed. So if he is CC'd, this does not go off. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Yep, no change in the third or fourth, per usual. His fifth ability, Deadly Smash, 1 round prep, okay. 100% chance to brandish the hammer and deal 350% damage to 3 random enemy squads. All right, so now we're talking, that's about 1,000 damage here. Within the effective range, well, the effective range is 5. Meanwhile, reduces the healing effect on those squads by 50% for 2 rounds. Wow, so this will hit three squads, so they will have minus 50% healing for 2 rounds. And this happens every other round. So that's pretty big. It's almost a guaranteed minus 50% healing, which is huge, actually. So the damage is not really... Damage doesn't really matter. In general, fighters don't do like a ton of damage. Obviously, there are exceptions. But yeah, in general, fighters don't do a ton of damage. So I think this is really kind of the healing effect. The reduced healing is kind of the important thing in this. And that's a lot. 50%, basically the whole game besides like round 1, which doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's actually pretty solid. Fighters generally have the lowest combat speed, so they're usually going to go last. If you're on attack, though, you're likely going to go ahead of the other fighters. So this could be actually quite big, especially for like Dawn. This should be shutting down Dawn. Or maybe not shutting down, but at least weakening her pretty significantly. So, yeah. Again, though, CC'd. He can get CC'd, and that he seems to be pretty susceptible to CC so far. Plus 50% damage, all right, makes sense. It kind of goes in line. He's a ranged hero. You generally would see damage in his 6th ability. Everything else is the same. 40% might, so again, goes along with what he does. And let's see if his 8th ability does something special. Otherwise, he's basically kind of just a healer blocker. I guess he's really just supposed to block the meta fighter healer combos. Let's see. 8th ability, End Blow, effective range of 5. It is a prep skill, meaning it happens at round 0. So before the battle actually begins, this cannot be stopped, cannot be blocked. Damage to the enemy squad plus 20 when the distance between the hero squad and the enemy squad plus 1. The skill damage dealt will not trigger the reflecting effect or counterattack. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if this actually means deal 20% damage every round. I really don't think it does. The wording is very weird, but the way that I see it is that you just gain an increase of 20% damage basically on every hero as long as they're not within distance. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure if it means like the person, let's say he is in the back row and the enemy squad in the back row does that stack. So it would be like 5 distance. So it'd be 100% extra damage. I don't know. It doesn't look like it stacks at all. So I think it's basically just a guaranteed plus 20% damage. Enemies just take plus 20% damage, which isn't that large, to be quite honest. You can think of it as like 60% damage on this hero. So yeah, but I mean, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still actually quite a bit if you stack it with this ability right here, which is also an additional 20% damage. That's an additional 40% damage on pretty much everybody at all times. So that's kind of impactful. Now, the other thing that this might do is that it only affects one enemy squad for the whole game, right? It happens at round 0, and then it just picks an enemy squad, and then based on the distance between them, it does stack. I'm not sure how it's going to work. My best guess, based on the writing and my knowledge of all these heroes, is that it's just, it's basically just going to be 20% extra damage on pretty much all of the enemy heroes, or all of the enemy squads, and that's about it. The rest of this stuff is pretty irrelevant. They could have said this whole thing like within 4 or 5 words, but per usual, they instead decided to write 100 million words. The last sentence here, it doesn't even make sense. Of course, it's not going to trigger reflecting or counterattack, which confuses me. It makes me think that you're going to deal 20% damage, but that just seems very, very strange. Yeah, I don't know why that would be the case, but if it is, then I mean, it's kind of shit. So yeah. If it's just a flat 20% skill damage, that sucks. So hopefully it's an actual damage modifier, the attribute damage modifier, and not just a normal kind of attack 20%. So yeah, let's talk about Hammer. So I mean, the 8th ability doesn't do a whole lot. The 2nd ability doesn't do a whole lot. It sort of just increases damage, which means generally you're going to be pairing this guy with people who do damage, obviously, because that's the synergy. So who are you going to place him with? Well, I mean, it's always going to be Flare, pretty much. You can still do full fighter combos with this guy and Flare. So that's probably what we'll be seeing. It really depends on kind of how much this extra, let's say 40% damage means. If it stacks, then it's going to be crazy. I don't think it is. So is 40% extra damage for Flare really going to do that much? I don't know. We'll have to see. And it's like you're going to be replacing Siren, basically. So the way that I see it is you would do something like Flare, Dawn, Hammer, and it's pretty much the same as it's been, the same meta combo that it's been for a long, long time. I don't really see him pairing up with anybody else. Fighter-wise, you maybe... Yeah, I really don't see him pairing up with anyone else. I was going to say maybe like you could get fancy with some vehicle squads or something like that, but I just don't really think that's how the meta is evolving. So, does he replace Scarlet, Siren, / the hero, the fighter combos? Maybe. I guess we'll see. Again, he is really susceptible to CC. I think the reason why he would or could in fact replace is just this 5th ability, the healing reduction. That's pretty much the entire reason to use this hero, because Dawn is so strong currently. Healers in general are really strong. Like Tech Priestess is still strong as hell. That's basically the whole point of this hero, is the healing reduction. So kind of lame where he's sort of just a plug-in hero. And even if he becomes really strong, the meta is not changed at all. It's just you have a strong combo that got a little bit stronger, and that's it. So we will see, is the next hero, Robust Cannon, really strong? I don't know, but that'll be on the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Hammer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention my overall rating on Hammer out of 5. I think the healing effect, the healing reduction is honestly super huge. I think he will be meta just because of that alone. I don't necessarily like it because I think it's kind of lame how you basically just need a hero just to sort of counter some other heroes. So yeah, I think he probably will be pretty meta. I'm going to say a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, pretty much. If you have them, you're going to use them, assuming you have all the other heroes. So like max bases will probably be using this guy all the time. I could be wrong. We'll see. But maybe Robust Cannon and Hammer have some crazy synergies. Don't know. Let's find out. That'll be in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Hammer. Let me know if you recognize him from any other media. And besides that, hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.